or owner of a nightclub, or anything. It's just a conception.
Well, what happens is that as we take on the role of individuality, we also reinforce it by taking on a particular sort of role, like being a father or a mother, or being a gangster, or being a businessman. That role that we take on as an identity keeps us locked into the identity and makes it feel more strong.
Yeah.
And we come to own things in our lives in order to reinforce the sense that we are real people. All of that completely collapses at liberation. It's death. It's the end. It's the end. Unless you lose your life, you will not gain eternal life.
Meaning appears to be part of being. Meaning appears to be part of being.
Well, meaning, arises within being.
From your point of view, essentially, does that still arise?
No, it doesn't. In one way I know what you're saying. It can't arise because there is no longer anyone. But separation arises because all there is everything. When the individual is no more, then there is only all that is. Or, I am all that is. But the I, big I.
Even for an entity like me, that there would appear to be a being and a meaning, and an alteration between the two.
Okay, but that's a dance in between being and being separate.
Yeah.
After liberation, that dance doesn't arise anymore, but separation still arises.
Separation still arises, yeah.
Yeah, but not for anyone.
Yeah.
There isn't anyone here who feels separate, because there isn't anyone here, but separation arises within what this is. This in this room, there is apparent separation. And I am all that is, so there is all that is. So all there is this room in which apparent separation arises. Yeah? And there are apparent people in this room who think that that is happening to them.
But most of those apparent people would alternate between being and being.
Maybe not.
No.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
in the dance between me and being, there is a sense of being separate.
Yeah.
Liberation is the end of that. Liberation is the end of everything.
It's strange how we don't catch ourselves up more often than we do. Because every time the mind comes up with a concept about something else, something other, then well, it matches itself with it. It always gets it wrong. It may be very wrong, or it may be just slightly wrong, but it's always wrong. And you think it would see that.
So who would see it? Who would see that that's not it?
I don't know.
As far as the individual is concerned, they totally believe in what they believe in, because that's what's happening.
And yet it feels that there's a kind of a joy that arises.
Yes.
It's a joy. It's not a nothing. It's a joy and
No.
kind of a tenderness for.
Oh, nothing is also joy. Is utter joy without cause. No, this isn't. There's only nothing. It is that there's only nothing and everything.
Yeah.
Which is joyful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I could name there's a quality I could name, which would be my kind of a.
Joy is the nearest you can get to it. Yeah.
So that's not mine.
It's not your joy. No, if it was your joy, it wouldn't be joy. It would be your joy. It's not. It's then causation. It's then linked to somebody who owns it. And there isn't a freedom in that. It's somehow. It's somehow tightly owned.
But only that causes joy is just an aspect of that causes love, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the world does appear to be inimical at times, doesn't it?
Sorry?
The world does appear to be inimical at times, frightening.
Well,
Dangerous.
fear arises, yeah.
Tony, when the individual is no more, is there any going back? Is there any...
No, when the illusion of the individual is no more, this is liberation, and there isn't anything that can arise as that illusion. there is no longer any one. There is only what happens. Within the whole spectrum of what happens can arise obviously the illusion of separation.
But not an individual.
There is no individual. So this is all there is. And there's no one here that knows that. There's no longer anyone here. There only is all of what there is. And in what there is arises apparent separation.
Has there always been the feeling or the desire to shout this from the rooftops?
No, not
with
at
you.
all.
Not with you, but
No.
you know what I mean?
No, there's no mission or idea that there's something here that has an obligation or any even.
Yeah.
But there is a passion about this.
Passion, I suppose, that's what it is.
It's stunning.
It's amazing, yeah.
And there's a fire about imprisonment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One is being impartial. Does it worry about the individual's effect on the planet?
Not at all. No, there is no planet and the effect on planet. It's just a story. Well, nothing is totally impersonal, unrelated. Everything, and there is no sense of any movement at all or intention or interest in anything, because nothing is everything. So it wouldn't have an interest in part of it. But directly nothing arises and manifests, then interest or intention about the planet also arises. So when nothing moves and manifests, then within that manifestation can arise an apparent interest in the planet, which is utterly and completely meaningless. Except for the person that thinks they're interested in saving the planet. Let's say it.
Because it implies some kind of separation, doesn't it?
So, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There isn't a planet to save, and there's no one that can save it. The whole idea of saving the planet is all based on the misconception that there is someone that can do that, and that there's a planet that needs saving.
It's just as much a nonsense that we're destroying it.
Yeah. You know, nothing is everything, and an odd planet here or there doesn't make much bloody difference. Because if the planet suddenly extinguishes itself, it is only a tiny part of everything that is in which that is happening. So what? Yeah.
So materialism is an expression of being.
Materialism is a sort of symptom of seeking.
Of seeking.
I think I know what you mean by
Yeah.
materialism.
But yes.
Gaining
Yeah.
something materially
Yeah.
is a way of comforting the seeker who feels that they've lost something. All desire is the longing to come home, so all desire to be materially rich is simply a way of comforting the seeker.
We're
And
all
not
quite
on
material.
spiritual. I mean, in the sense that we would have, that's renunciation is the big thing,
Renunciation.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
sense.
spiritually, yeah.
Yes, that's, yes.
Renounce your life and the riches of life if you wish to go to the kingdom of heaven.
A load of nonsense.
Who's going to do that? That's bullshit. It's the same old thing again, because materialism is simply a symptom of separation, and the ego is another, let's say, expression of being separate, and desire is another. Then what the religious people do, because they don't comprehend the whole, they can't see the whole because they're coming from belief or the mind, so they cut off the bits that come out of separation, like desire and materialism. If you stop that, then we'll all be alright. But actually that is simply a symptom of being separate from God.
I mean, the concept that now the materialism is taken over from religion is a typical
Yeah,
concept.
well, yeah.
So that's what.
So that's awful.
And that's dreadful.
Whereas
yeah,
actually you couldn't have anything more materialistic than religion.
I agree. Yeah. Yes.
Big thing is we're trying to get our heads around it.
No,
Doesn't
it's
work.
impossible. You never will. No,
No.
this can't be understood or got.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
the seeker's always trying to put a screw, trying to work it around.
I spirit out.